Krishna. It is true that many of us want to believe in a life after death. But our wish that something may be true does not make it false. Dr. Ian Stevenson. Stevenson is the pioneer in the scientific study of past life memories, especially spontaneous memories among children. And studying for over 5 decades such cases, he has accumulated hundreds, even thousands of cases which strongly point to the reality of reincarnation. But his research is often dismissed away with the explanation of wish fulfillment. Now, wish fulfillment is a hypothesis that was popularized by Sigmund Freud. He said that children wish to believe in some kind father figure, and that childhood longing is what has led people to imagine a god. And this idea has been extended from explaining away God to explaining away everything connected with God and religion, or even anything that smacks of the supernatural, such as reincarnation. So, the argument as was used to dismiss Stevenson's research was, oh, in families that believe in reincarnation, the family members wish to believe that there is a life after death. And that's why they come up with a story of how the children remembered the past lives. Now, this explanation or this way of explaining away raises several questions. So, firstly, wish fulfillment. Yes, even if we have some desire that something be true, does that necessarily prove that it is false? We have to look at the evidence. So, yes, it is true that a significant number of cases of past life memories have been found among families who do believe in reincarnation. But what about the small number but still growing number and a significant number of cases of reincarnation, of past life memories occurring in families that don't believe in reincarnation? In fact, several of these families don't just disbelieve in reincarnation, they were fundamentalist Christians or Muslims who by their religious dogma were taught to see reincarnation not just as false but as heretical, as demonic. So, if at all they accepted their children's past life memory, that was not because of their belief, it was in spite of their belief. So, there was no wish fulfillment in the presenting of the case of reincarnation. Actually, there was wish frustration over there for them. So, the evidence went against their wishes. And even if we consider going further, among the people who did believe in reincarnation, what can wish fulfillment do? Stevenson found 4 levels of evidences: recollections, recognitions, behaviors, and birthmarks. So, children remembered precise details of a person who had lived and died at some place separate from where the child was living, and there was no normal way by which the child could have known those details about that person. Beyond recollections, there were recognitions. When the child was taken to the place where the deceased person had lived, the child would recognize precisely people over there. Oh, you are my mother, you are my father, you are my sister. Recognize objects. Oh, this was my trunk. this was my toy, this was my gun. They would recognize places. This is my friend's house, this is my brother's house. Go right and we'll find this place. So again, children told these precise details about places which they had never been there before. Beyond the recognitions and recollections, there were also behaviors. Children exhibited hydrophobia if they had died in the previous life because of drowning. So sometimes children, when they would meet their previous life's family, a 6-year-old boy would treat a 35-year-old woman whom he had never met before as if she were his wife. And he would treat 7, 8, 15-year-old kids as if they were his children. He would ruffle their hair and enjoy and delight in that. And not only behaviors, there were birthmarks. So if a child has been, if a person had died because a truck ran over their body, then the child would be born with the thigh where the previous person had been run over, thigh shrunk. So now whatever wish fulfillment may do, it cannot create birthmarks. They are tangible evidences. And in fact, we could turn the whole wish fulfillment argument around. And we could say that the number of incidents of past life memories being less among non-believing parents or disbelieving parents is because they suppress the memories of their children. And in fact, there has been evidence of childhood suppression of past life memories among disbelieving parents. So when a child starts speaking, "Mummy, mummy, I want to see my other mummy." What? Shut up. What other mummy? I am your only mummy. So when the parents speak like this, the child often becomes inhibited in the self-expression. So wish fulfillment could be used to suppress past life memories also. And further, the whole idea that some people wish that there be afterlife, we can turn that around, and some people wish that there be no afterlife. Then that way they would not have to adhere to any moral standards and they would not be accountable for any of their actions after this life. So if the proposition of afterlife, of reincarnation can be considered wish fulfillment, the rejection of reincarnation can also be considered wish fulfillment. So rather than using wish fulfillment as a excuse for explaining away, let us be open-minded and examine the evidence for what it is. And if we open-mindedly examine the evidence, we will find new vistas of self-understanding opening for us. Thank you. Hare Krishna.